Lie back. Let your body find the place where it wants to rest. Feel the ground beneath you, soft, steady and kindly. Let your arms and legs melt, one at a time. Take a slow, gentle breath in. Hold it for a moment as if you are keeping a tiny, warm secret. Then breathe out and feel a little more of your weight settle into the earth. Another slow breath. Let the air move through you like a quiet ocean. You are safe. You are held. You are beginning to unwind. Imagine now that you are lying on a patch of soft grass. The blades are cool against your skin, each one a green whisper. The grass cradles you. It rises and falls like a soft quilt beneath your body. The day has slipped away. The air is gentle and kind. Above you, the sky opens like a vast velvet blanket, and the first stars are beginning to wake. Look up with your mind. See the wide darkness stretch away, gentle and endless. The color of the sky is a deep, soothing blue that seems to breathe with you. It does not press or pull. It simply exists, calm and patient. The stars are scattered across it like tiny lanterns. They twinkle softly, not harsh or bright, but quiet and distant, like memories of warm light. Each one is small and steady. They do not hurry. They keep their slow, silver rhythm. As you watch, a soft breeze moves across the meadow. It touches your face like a velvet hand. The breeze carries the scent of earth, faint and sweet, and perhaps the memory of flowers folded into sleep. Let that scent float in with your next breath and dissolve any last tightness you keep. Feel the breeze at your temples. Notice how it lifts a strand of hair, then lets it rest again. The sound of the grasses rubbing together is like a low lullaby. It is patient and knowing. It passes and passes again, and with each pass you feel more gentle, more whole. The stars above seem to listen. They are quiet watchers, patient and steady. Their light is soft and steady now, a steady hush. Imagine that each star breathes slowly. As you do, inhaling the silence, exhaling the memory of light. Some are faint pinpricks, others glow a little more like friendly fires in the distance. No two are the same, yet all of them share the same calm. Let your eyes rest on one star. Notice it there, simple and small. Let your thoughts slow to match its pace. With each heartbeat, the world becomes lighter, the breath becomes deeper, and the night embraces you more fully. There may be a sense of quiet movement far above, very slow, almost like a dream turning in sleep. The milky path, a soft, misty stripe, may be visible where a countless number of tiny lights gather, blurred together like sugar dust. It is not loud. It is a gentle river of glow, stretching and folding, a soft ribbon that tells a story without words. Picture that ribbon as a path of hush, an invitation to float. Let your shoulders drop, let your jaw unclench. The ribbon of light wants only to soothe you. Listen to the night sounds. They are simple and low. A distant cricket sings, a single note that steadies the moment. A very soft rustle as though the earth is turning a page in an enormous, slow book. Each sound is careful and small. They do not call for your attention. They are only companions. Breathe in the rhythm of these sounds. Feel them weave through your breathing. Each breath becomes a gentle tide. In, out, in, out. You are drifting comfortably like a leaf on a quiet pond. Now allow your attention to move to the moon. It rises slowly, as if it is stretching after a long rest. It is close enough to feel like a quiet friend. Its glow is soft, a pale, warm silver that seems to smooth the edges of everything it touches. The moon does not hurry. It simply lets itself be luminous, gentle and full of calm. Picture it there, round and steady, watching over the sleeping world below. The moon's light is not sharp. It pours like soft milk across the meadow, touching each blade of grass with a tender hand. It paints the tips of the leaves in pale light. It catches the curve of a stone and gives it a small, contented face. The moonlight feels like a hush you can wear, a cloak made of careful quiet. Wrap that cloak around your shoulders in your mind. Feel its cool, clean glow rest along your arms and across your chest. Let every muscle beneath it relax a little more. The moon's surface looks calm and gentle. If you could reach out, you would find it soft to the eye, like powdered silver spread on velvet. Tiny, silent hills and hollows rest there, merely shapes that add character and depth, like the gentle folds of a sleeping blanket. There are no sharp edges to startle you, only rounded forms and muted light. As you consider the moon, let any lingering thoughts settle into those folds, like small stones that find their place and stay. The moon holds them without judgment. It merely shines. There is a lovely hush between you and the moon. It feels like a long, steady conversation without words. Your breaths align with the moon's gentle glow. With each inhale, imagine you are drawing in its soft light. Let it move through you like a cool stream, smoothing the knotted places inside. With each exhale, imagine you are releasing little pieces of tension into the earth, where they will be cradled and softened by the grass. Sometimes, if you let your mind wander without pushing it, you might see tiny, slow movements on the moon's face, a shadow here, a glow there, as if it is breathing too. These movements are unhurried, like the rising of a tide or the opening of a single flower petal in very slow motion. There is a calm rhythm, a mutual hush between you and that round friend above. Feel that shared calm deepen inside your chest, like a warm, steady ember that does not burn but glows softly. Above the moon, the stars keep their gentle watch. They seem to nod in slow agreement, their light like small promises of peace. Between each blink, space breathes. The deep blue around them is so wide it seems to cradle time itself. Time stretches out here, leisurely and kind. Allow yourself to sink into that stretched time. You do not need to hurry. There is nothing you must do. For now, your only task is to drift, to soften, to listen to the quiet. Your body continues to grow heavier in the most pleasant, welcome way. The grass supports you. The air soothes you. The moon smiles down with its pale, steady light. Imagine that if you could, you would drift upward very slowly, not in a rush, but in a gentle lift, buoyed by moonbeams and the hush of the night. Picture moving like a slow feather, rising a little, then resting, then floating further, until you hover above the meadow, looking down at the soft quilt below. The sight is calm. It is simple. The world from above is a peaceful painting, softened and blurred at the edges by moonlight. There is no need to speak. There is no need to decide. Just float in the hush. Breathe in the moon's soft light. Breathe out and let the earth hold what you let go. Feel each breath wash across you like a wave that is also a blanket, protective and mild. Your heartbeat matches the rhythm of the night. It is quiet. It is steady. It is exactly where it needs to be. As the minutes pass, let your mind fold into the stillness. Thoughts will come and go like gentle clouds passing across the face of the sky. Notice them as you would notice a cloud. See it and then let it drift away. There is no need to follow. There is only this soft, steady watching and the restful breathing and the moon's gentle, untroubled light. Stay here as long as you like. Let the hush become deeper and more personal. Let the silver glow rest on your eyelids even when they are closed. Let the stars sing their silent song, low and comforting. Let the breeze tuck you in, blade by blade, until you are wrapped in a meadow of calm. When sleep wants to come, it will arrive as the softest thing, a small hand resting on your shoulder. Until then, keep breathing slowly and keep floating in the moon's kind glow, knowing that you are beautifully safe and completely at peace. As you continue to float in that soft, moonlit hush, the moon seems to lean a little closer, as if to listen to your breathing. You are still wrapped in the meadow's quiet, still cradled by cool grass and silver light. The moon's glow gathers around you like a gentle hand, warm in the way that warmth is when it remembers kindness. Let your breath fall into the same unhurried rhythm it has found. In and out, in and out. Each breath a small, steady bell that rings only for you. The moon hangs there, calm and steady, a round companion in the wide sky. Look at its face with gentle curiosity, not to study but to rest. Its light is a pale blanket that does not press. It only smooths. It smooths the furrows at your brow, the small worries tucked behind your ribs, the little busy thoughts that like to knock at the door. The moon's light is patient. It waits for everything to settle. Let it touch the top of your head, move along your shoulders and flow down your arms, like a cool hand easing every tight place. Its shape changes softly through the night, sometimes a thin smile, sometimes a full, gentle circle. Those changes are slow and kind, like the shifting of a curtain in a room where everyone is sleeping. Imagine yourself watching those changes from a calm distance, not measuring, not marking time, simply noticing the moon's quiet moods. When the moon is a thin smile, it seems to hold a secret of comfort, a tiny private offering to the world below. When it grows round and full, it glows like a lantern placed on the porch of the world, inviting everyone to come nearer and rest. There is a sense of rhythm to the moon's presence. It rises, it drifts, it watches. It keeps company with the night in a slow, reliable way. The moon's glow catches on familiar things: the curve of a hill, the smooth skin of a rock, the tops of the grass blades that cradle you. In that light, everything is softened. Edges become gentle suggestions rather than hard lines. The world feels hand-worn, comfortable, as if it has been made for rest. Think now of the moon as a quiet traveler. It moves across the sky not with haste but with purpose that is as soft as a whisper. Imagine it carrying memories, tiny invisible thoughts of cool nights, of rivers that once shimmered, of trees that once leaned close. It carries them like feathers, light and easy, laying them down in the dark places so they can sleep. The moon shares no loud stories. It offers only calm, like a friend who sits without talking and whose presence is enough. As you lie there, the moon's silver light seems to arrange itself in gentle patterns. It draws long, pale paths across the meadow and across the water if there is a pond nearby. Those paths are like invitations. Follow this soft trail if you wish, but know you may simply watch. If you imagine stepping onto that pale path, your steps would be light and slow, each footfall a whisper. The path would carry you without hurry to places that do not demand anything from you. To a small quiet pier, to a sleeping grove, to the edge of the world where all thinking dissolves into calm. There is a sweet hush in the moon's company. Even the sounds seem to soften under its light. The breeze slows its voice, and the leaves speak in smaller syllables. The night insects hum a gentle, even note that fits into your heartbeat. Let those sounds weave through you. Let them braid with your breathing until you can hardly tell where you end and the night begins. You are becoming part of a slow, night-long song, and there is no need to hurry the chorus. Picture now that the moon watches the seas and the lakes with a kind and knowing glance. It does not rush or command, it simply looks, and the water answers in the oldest, gentlest way, with a little pulling and letting go, a soft give that feels like a handshake between two old friends. The water's surface catches the moon's pale face and holds it, trembling very gently, as if in a slow, sleep-murmured conversation. If you listen closely, the sound is a tiny, patient whisper. If you breathe with that whisper, it might feel as though the water is reminding you that everything moves in gentle arcs, and that moving slowly is sometimes the most honest way to be. The moon's face holds shaded places and smoother plains. Those variations are like small hills and valleys, quiet and kindly. If you imagine flying closer, not to visit but to rest a while, you would see textures that are soft to look at. They are not sharp or strange. They are comfortable shapes, as if arranged by a caring hand that wanted the moon to be a place that calms rather than startles. Each hollow looks like a small bowl waiting to collect the hush. Each plateau a quiet seat where the universe can pause and breathe. Sometimes when you let your mind drift without instructions, you might feel as though the moon remembers lullabies from long ago. These are not songs that tell you facts or stories. They are tones, slow and round, that settle into the spaces behind your eyes. Let those tones fold into your bones. Let them press gently at the places that still hold on. Where your chest is a little tight, let the lullaby unlace it. Where your mind wants to wander, let the melody pull it back to the soft center. The moon is a companion that asks for nothing. It offers light without condition and watches without judgment. Hold that idea like a small stone in your palm. It will not weigh you down. In fact, it feels light, like a pebble smoothed by a river. It lies there, assuring in its smallness. You may feel invited to lean into that assurance. Let the small stone be a token of permission to rest. Above the moon, the stars keep their gentle, spare company. They wink, not in hurry, but with a slow kindness that seems ancient. Their distances mean nothing here. What matters is how their lights stitch the dark together into a pattern that feels safe. You might imagine each star as a tiny boat in a calm harbor, each one bobbing gently, steady and easy. The calm stretches between them like a soft cloth, and you can rest on that cloth as if it were a bed made just for the night. As you sink deeper into this rest, your thoughts will fold and float like paper boats on a pond. Watch them for a moment as they catch the moon's light, and then let them float away. Do not tug at them. Do not stir the water. The moon will keep watching. The grass will hold you, and the breeze will hum the same patient tune. This is a place where endings simply become quieter beginnings, and beginnings are only soft rearrangements of what already is. If you drift into a quiet question, a worry that pounces like a small, eager bird, imagine setting it down on the nearest stone and leaving it there. Tell it, silently, that you will look at it again when the morning is gently ready. For now, the moon asks only for rest, and the night agrees. Let the weight of your day slide out through your fingers and fall into the grass. Feel the earth cradle it. Feel the moon hold it like a gentle promise. There is no rush for anything to change. The night will be patient and the moon will keep its slow watch. Your breath is a steady metronome and the meadow around you is a soft, knowing room. You may begin to notice a softness spreading from your chest outward, like warm honey flowing in very slow motion. That honey touches your limbs and your jaw and the place behind your eyes, and everything it touches loosens and sighs. Stay wrapped in the moon's soft glow as long as you like. Let the silver light be a blanket laid across your shoulders. Let the stars whisper low and let the breeze remind you that the world is wide and gentle. When sleep arrives, if it chooses to, it will come as a quiet friend placing a small, cool hand on your forehead. Until then, keep breathing in that slow, moonlit rhythm and allow the hush to carry you where it will, safe and unhurried, into the rest the night patiently tends. You are still wrapped in the moon's soft glow, the silver light like a slow, kind hand over your shoulders. Breathe in that hush. Breathe out the small noises of the day. As your breath finds its steady, unhurried pace, allow your mind to widen just a little, like a curtain opening to reveal more of the quiet room beyond. The moon keeps its gentle watch, and beyond it, the rest of the solar system moves in a long, slow dance, a quiet, graceful ballet that has always been meant for gentle eyes and sleepy hearts. Imagine now that the moon is a small partner turning near you, and beyond it the earth itself is a larger partner wrapped in blue and green cloth. Together they move in a gentle circle, turning in time with a music so soft you can barely hear it. This music is not sound in the way we know sound. It is a feeling, a steady, unhurried rhythm that guides each step. The sun, warm and golden, sits at the center like a kindly lamp, casting its soft light like a glow on a ballroom. Its warmth is comforting, like the inside of a favorite sweater, never harsh, only steady and familiar. From here the other dancers begin to appear, each with its own slow, deliberate movement. Close by, a small, quick friend weaves near the sun, moving with a tiny, brisk step. It is small and bright and very swift, but never frantic, more like someone who prefers to hug the warmth a little more closely than the others. A little farther back, another companion moves with a calm, steady grace, wrapped in warmth like melted honey. It wears a quiet golden veil and seems to hold the sunlight in a soft embrace. These dancers do not rush past one another. They glide in wide, elegant arcs, always returning to the gentle center of light. As you watch, the earth and the moon keep their own slow duet. The earth wears soft blues and greens, and sometimes a faint, pearly cloud floats across its face like a sigh. The moon turns around the earth as if circling a warm lamp, and together they keep time with the sun's patient heartbeat. From your place in the meadow, you can almost feel that heartbeat as a distant, secure thump, like a door closing on a quiet room. It steadies you. It tells you that the dance has a kind beginning and a kind continuing. Further out, a grand dancer appears, larger and wrapped in rings that shimmer like silk scarves. These rings do not rattle or clink. They flow, each band a smooth ribbon drifting in slow motion. The dancer moves with a measured, dignified step, balancing the ribbons with effortless poise. Sometimes the rings catch the sun's light and send down a faint shower of cool silver, like gentle confetti that softly settles on the surface below. You might imagine standing in that gentle shower, feeling each tiny gleam brush your face and pull away, leaving you lighter and calm. Another companion moves with a stately bright color, soft, warm ochre and pale blue, as if dressed in autumn light. It twirls slowly, and around it tiny moons follow like small lanterns on strings, each one keeping its own shy, patient pace. When the big dancer turns, the little lanterns sway in careful response, never leaving the comfort of their companion. The whole movement feels like a slow, communal lullaby. Bodies in motion, voices not needed, all agreeing to move in a way that comforts rather than alarms. Between the dancers is delicate space, a velvet floor that keeps everything steady. This space is not empty in the way silence can be empty. It is full of hush, like a room humming gently with a very soft tune. The light from the sun moves through it, touching each dancer and smoothing their edges. Sometimes the light lingers on a surface, making it warm to look at. Sometimes the light slips away, and the dancer becomes a pale silhouette, restful and quiet. There is no harshness here, only the wash of gold and silver that helps the dance go on, gentle as a bedtime story being read in a dim room. As your mind follows the slow steps, notice how every turn is patient. No one moves faster than they must. Each orbit is like a wide, slow circle drawn in the air with a lover's finger, deliberate, known, calming. The idea of hurry seems far away here, like a sound heard in another place. Your own heartbeat begins to match this pace. Inhale for this long and exhale just as long. Feel your ribs expand and settle in the soft rhythm of the solar system's slow dance. If you let your eyes drift upward in your imagination, you might see tiny dots of light passing in the distance, smaller dancers with shy, quick steps. They move in ways that feel playful and light, like little boats on a very vast, calm sea. They are content to follow their paths without fuss, and as they glide, the pattern of their motion is like stitching across a vast quilt. Each stitch is careful. Each stitch is part of the whole design. Together they make a picture that is kind to look at and kind to be inside. There is a sense of companionship among all these gentle movers. They know one another by the faint warmth they share and by the soft glances of reflected light. When one turns, the others notice and adjust with slow politeness. When the sun tilts a fraction of a degree in its glow, the entire room changes its light by a whisper, and the dancers move in quiet response. No one feels alone here. Even the smallest traveler is seen, even the farthest one is part of the same tender choreography. Let this vision lull you further. Imagine that you are not merely watching but gently floating among the dancers, carried on a current of warm light. You drift past a large, pale companion that seems to wear a fragile halo of faint clouds. You brush by the rings that shimmer without sound. You move along a path that keeps you safe and slow, guided by the same patient rhythm that has been turning for ages. There is a sense that time here is a soft thing, not a sharp arrow, but a long curving ribbon that wraps the dancers in a continuous, peaceful fold. As you continue to rest in this steady watching, allow any remaining small worries to loosen their grip and slide away like tiny boats released from a dock. Watch them float until they are no more than dim specks at the edge of your sight. The solar system's slow dance does not demand that you chase them. It simply invites you to breathe in its steady grace and let the rest happen on its own. The act of letting becomes an act of trust. Trust in a vast, gentle order that knows how to keep things moving without hurry. Feel the warmth of the sun like a long, comfortable breath at the center of this movement. It does not blaze or shout. It glows like a lamp left on in a caretaking room, always ready with a small, tender light. Its presence is reassuring. Its steady glow makes each step of the dance possible. Each planet, moon and gentle traveler finds its place and keeps to its slow motion as if following an old beloved melody. Now, as you lie on the soft grass, cradled by moonlight and watched by this whole slow ballet, let your own body follow the movement. Let it soften and roll slightly with the rhythm. Let your limbs sink further into the earth. Let your mind fold into the hush. There is nothing to do but breathe and watch and drift. The dancers continue their slow, sweeping turns, a lullaby in motion. The meadow holds you. The moon holds you. The sun smiles from the center of the dance, and the whole quiet company moves with the tender patience of a story that has no end. Only more and more gentle unfolding. Rest here for a while in that slow turning, breathing with the long, patient steps of the dance. Let the image carry you deeper into calm, and when you drift, know that the solar system's soft, unhurried music will be there to guide you, always patient, always tender, always turning in the hush. You are still drifting, wrapped in the slow music of the solar system's dance. The moon and the planets have bowed and turned, their gentle steps folding into quieter rhythms. Your breath matches the soft arc of their movement. Let that rhythm carry you outward, beyond the familiar circle of dancers, until the warm lamp at the center becomes a soft, distant glow. The space beyond feels wider now, like stepping from a small room into a grand, quiet hall. In that hall, there are other lights, many, many lights, arranged in sweeping shapes that move like songs across the dark. Imagine the first of these shapes as a distant, slow spiral. It turns with such calm that you could watch it forever and never feel hurried. The spiral is made of countless tiny lights, each one a gentle point of warmth, and together they make a soft whirl, like a slow, breathing flower. From where you float, the spiral seems to open and close in the hush, petals of light folding softly into one another. There is no harshness in its turning, only a long, graceful motion that feels almost like a conversation between light and dark. Another shape drifts nearby, broad and luminous, like a pale lantern hung in an endless room. Its glow is a pool of quiet that spills outward in gentle waves. If you imagine leaning closer, the light would not startle you. It would welcome you with the same warmth you feel when someone offers a blanket. The pool seems to hold small, distant homes of light, each one a tiny promise of calm. As you watch, the pools and spirals and bands form a slow landscape of soft, patient beauty. The whole scene is a hush made visible. These distant lights are galaxies, islands of glow set far apart in the velvet of space. Each island is its own small world of kindness, turning with a patient grace. Some are round and plump, like soft moons that forgot to leave the shore. Some stretch into long, elegant arms that reach outward, gentle and slow, like the hands of a grandmother combing hair with loving care. None of them shout, none of them demand. They only move quietly, as if telling each other old, wordless stories about light. As you glide among these islands, you may notice how quiet it all is. The silence is a full thing, not empty, but soft and warm. It wraps around you like the softest scarf. The songs of the nearer night, the crickets and the breeze and the low hum of the meadow have all softened into this deeper hush. The farther you go, the more this hush gathers. It is as if space itself remembers how to tuck things gently away so that they can sleep. Look now at one long arm of light. It curves gracefully, and along its edge, tiny points of brightness shine like beads on a long, slow necklace. Each bead is patient and neat, spaced in quiet intervals. When you let your eyes follow the arm, your thoughts slow to meet it. Your breathing becomes even softer, almost imperceptible, a gentle tide in a calm sea. Let that tide carry away any remaining small noises in your mind, washing them into larger, calmer spaces where they can rest. Between these islands of light, there is vast, tender dark. This dark is not empty in a lonely way. It is deep and restful, like a night when rain is expected but does not come. It holds the shapes of the galaxies in a soft embrace. In that dark, your thoughts can unspool and soften like fine thread. The dark gives the light room to be gentle. Imagine that the dark is a velvet blanket spread under the lights, making each one feel safe to shine in its slow, patient manner. Sometimes when you float close enough, you might see a band of faint color along a galaxy's arm, as if someone had painted a faint stroke with a sleepy brush. The colors are muted and kind, soft blues, pale creams, a wash of warm gold. They do not shout, they whisper. They remind you of wide, calm seas and the hush after sunset. Let those colors be a comfort. Let them fold into the spaces behind your eyes where sleep is learning to settle. There are so many of these islands that the scene can feel endless. Endless is a gentle word here. It does not mean overwhelming. It means there is always more room to rest, always more light to watch without needing to hold on to it. The vastness itself becomes a kind of lullaby, the slow repetition of soft patterns that the mind can follow until it lets go into something softer than thought. As you pass through this quiet city of lights, imagine that every subtle glow is a soft voice saying, "All is well." The voices are not words but feelings, the comfort of a familiar place, the warmth of a hand in yours, the slow assurance of steady presence. Each tiny light carries its own little calm, and together they make a chorus that does not demand your hearing but simply holds you in ease. You might notice too a very faint distant river of milky glow, a wide, gentle band stretching across the black. It looks like a ribbon of soft sugar dust laid down by careful fingers. This ribbon is a place where many lights gather, a slow highway of hush that guides the galaxy islands in their quiet journeys. Imagine drifting along that ribbon. Your movement is slow and sure. You do not have to steer. The ribbon carries you like a gentle current, and you simply rest and float, trusting the path. There is no hurry to see everything. In fact, the slower you let your gaze move, the deeper the calm becomes. Take your time to notice small things. A tiny cluster of lights like a small private garden. A faint halo that looks like a mist-lit pond. A slow, lazy turn that repeats itself like a calm breath. Each small sight is a tiny miracle of ease, and because they are so far away, they feel safe to watch without stirring your mind into questions. Allow your body to mirror what you see. As the galaxies turn slowly, let your shoulders loosen a fraction. As arms of light sweep in graceful arcs, let your hands rest heavier by your sides. Let the long stretches of space between the lights be mirrored in the long, easy spaces between your breaths. Inhale just a little, and then let the exhale be twice as long, a long tide that pulls gently and leaves you lighter. If a thought arrives that is sharp or small, imagine it as a single tiny light in the great distance. Watch it float away along the ribbon of milky glow until it becomes part of the gentle background. Do not chase it. Do not hold it. The galaxies will keep their slow watch, and you will remain cradled in the hush. Soon you may notice the feeling of being very small in the most comforting way. Not small as a thing that worries, but small like a boat on a great calm ocean, tiny enough to be rocked gently by each pass of light, safe enough to drift wherever the sea leads. There is a kind of freedom in being small here. You are free to rest. You are free to drift. You are free to let the slow turns of these distant islands be a steady heart song for your sleep. Let the scenes soften into a single deep quiet. The spirals and pools, the ribbons and bands, all fold into one vast hush that blankets you. It is warm and cool at once, like a pillow left in the moonlight. The hush is patient. It waits without urgency. It offers its calm as an unspoken gift. Stay here now, floating in that generous silence, wrapped in the slow light of 1,000 distant islands. Feel yourself loosen more and more, as if some invisible hand is untying the last tight knots in you. Breathe slowly and let the vastness cradle you. Let the galaxies keep their gentle turning while you rest. When sleep comes, and it will in its own sweet time, it will be as gentle as the turning of a distant spiral, as quiet as a soft ribbon of light, and as sure as the hush that holds the whole great night. Now, as the whispering galaxies fade into the distance, let your mind return to the quiet stillness of your room. The journey through the stars is complete, and the universe holds you in its peaceful embrace. You are safe, you are calm, and it is time to rest. Drift away now into a deep, dreamless sleep. Good night.